Hi everybody, Brian here, and today I'll be showing you a little eBay deal that I found on eBay. For $16.98, I was able to purchase a white faux leather iPad 2 case, a screen shield, and this little stylus. Now, all three of these things came in the same package for $16.98 from the same seller from China, so it did take about a week and a half for these things to get here, but for that price point, you can't really complain. This is just an excellent deal for some pretty decent products. Now, some, mainstream iPad cases retail for $40 all the way up to like $100-something. This case here is about $15, and I'll show you this in a minute. It is a pretty good case. It has a couple of small issues, but overall, I think this case is pretty darn good for being really, really cheap. Now, first let me go ahead and show you the screen protector. I already have it installed onto my iPad, and it was really easy to install. I got most of the bubbles out. There's just a couple of small ones that still remain on the screen of my iPad. Let me see if you can see where it's at the camera cutout. You can see that there is a cutout for the camera, for the front-facing camera, and there's a cutout for the home button. I know it's hard to see, but this is actually a really good screen shield install, if I do say so myself. It was probably the best one I've ever done, so I was actually quite proud of that one. But overall, the screen shield itself is great. It does make the brightness a little bit darker. Most people probably won't notice it, but it does make things a little bit darker. But the overall colors of the screen on your iPad, they're still going to be clear. They're still going to be, nice and eye-popping and things like that. So the screen shield itself, so far I like it. It came with the $17 package, so the screen shield itself is really nice. It also came with a little microfiber cleaning cloth, and I was using that to clean my fingerprints off of my iPad 2 screen, and it did a pretty good job at getting them off. So of the three things that you get with this package, the screen shield is excellent. I really do like it. Now, the next thing that comes in this package is this little stylus. Now, connected is this little lanyard thingy, and you plug this end into the headphone jack portion of your iDevice, and that's so that the stylus will always go with you. Let me go ahead and show you that really quick. So this just goes into the 3.5mm headset jack port, whatever you want to call it, of your iPad or your iPhone or whatever, or any other device for that matter. And it just sits there, and you can just take it along with you wherever you go. But the stylus itself doesn't really work very well. So you can see that the tip, it's sort of angled a little bit. So I'm just going to try to get my camera to focus. There it goes. So you can see that it's sort of angled a little bit. And this is actually a hard rubber end on it, which is not very good for using on a capacitive touchscreen device. Maybe on a resistive touchscreen, so where it just reacts to the physical touch. It may be okay. But the stylus just doesn't really work very well. You have to sort of push hard onto your screen for your device to actually recognize your input. It just doesn't really work very well, and I have a feeling that this rubber tip might come off at any second the more I use it. So, of the three things that you get in here, screen shield is great, stylus is not. I'm actually probably just going to throw this in the garbage, or recycle it if possible. Now, onto the case. This is probably the most important thing in the package. Let me go ahead and give you a little tour of it. Here you can see some sort of logo. Can't really tell what it says, but here is the front of the case. Here we have a little ridge so you could fold back the front portion, and there are a couple of viewing angles and usable angles for this case. Here's the back of the case. Here we have a little flap so you can fold the front cover back under this so that you could stand your iPad in the case up so that you can watch videos and stuff. Here we have a cutout for the camera. Then we have some other cutouts along the top and the sides and the bottom, which I'll get to in a minute. Then here we have some sort of microfiber lining. It will get dirty a little bit. I haven't actually cleaned this. I've been using this case for about a week, and it's not too bad. It gets a little bit dirty. There might be some weird little particles that get stuck in the microfiber, but overall it's not too bad. This is a fairly slim case as well. So this will give you some drop protection. And then here's the inside, same microfiber texture on the right side where you slide your iPad into. And of course we have that little flap so that once you slide your iPad into the case, you could just fold this back behind the iPad and it will keep your iPad securely in the case. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my iPad 2 and hope not to drop the iPad. then slide it into the case. Really easy to install. Although once you do install it into the case, you'll probably want to leave it in here for at least a week before you take it out to clean it. And let me go ahead and put this flap behind the iPad. And there you go. The case is installed and it fits very nicely into the case. There's a couple small issues with this case that I'll get to in a moment, but let me give you a tour of the cutouts and whatnot. At the top of the case, we have a cutout for the 3.5mm headset jack. There's also a cutout for the top microphone. And there's also a cutout for the power button, easy to get to. On the right side, we have a cutout for the switch here and the 2 volume buttons. On the bottom, we have various holes. So, these are for the speakers, so the audio will actually get out. And here we have a cutout for the 30-pin dock connector. And on the back, of course, we have that cutout for the camera, which is fairly aligned properly. You could sort of adjust your iPad within the case to properly align the camera, but for the most part, that's a good cutout. And here's what a white iPad looks like once it's in this white case. And I chose white specifically because I have a white iPad. I wanted to have a matching case, so that's why I chose this white one. There are a whole bunch of other colors available. It's eBay. There's a whole bunch of cheap stuff that you get, and most people think that stuff from eBay is just crappy quality, but I beg to differ. I mean, I've had so many products ordered from eBay coming from China, and for the most part, they're all pretty good. I mean, they're just pretty decent cases, and for the prices, you just can't complain. That much, at least. My only real complaint with this case is with this bottom area. You can see that it just sort of bends back a little bit, and you can sort of see, or you could pretty much just stick your finger through the dock connector area, and it would have just been nice if they put some sort of metal bar down here, or just make it so that instead of having this little hill thing right here, it would just stay straight all the way through. But that's my only real issue with this case. Let me show you some of the angles that you could use this case with, or for, whatever. Here's one of the angles, and this is a good angle if you just want to leave this on your desk. You could get some sort of nightstand application, and you could just have this sitting on your desk, and something like that. It's really nice. And if you want to use it for watching a video, you could definitely do that as well. And here is the second angle. If you just turn it over, this angle is perfect so that if you want to type up notes or just browse the internet, type up some stuff or whatever, then this is the angle for you. For $17, this is a very good deal. Screen shield is great, stylus is not, but the case itself is pretty darn good. I really do like using this case. It's slim, it's cheap, it works, it'll give your iPad some protection, unlike the smart cover thing, whatever. I mean, all three of these things are, half the price of a smart cover, so I would much rather get something else rather than a smart cover, because those things just don't do that much. But overall, really do like this little package. There's a whole bunch of different deals like this on eBay. You just have to go and type in some stuff and find something that you're interested in. I usually type in iPad 2 case and then just sort it by the lowest price to the highest, and then I'll just find a deal I like and I'll go ahead and order it. But, overall, really nice package. Pretty decent case for being only $15 or so. But, overall, I really do like this package. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you could go ahead and leave them down below in the comments area. But that's about it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.